What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the English Prescription. We got a full crew this week. Welcome back, Johnny.
Thank you. Sorry about missing last week. I was out of it. To be honest,
no worries, man.
I had some issues and I was quite confused. It's part of my.
Oh boy.
Here.
I'm here though.
You're here. You're doing well.
There you go.
Shane.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
AKA Beardless Santa.
Yeah, I need to have a logo made for that, man. Like have a hat, a couple shirts, you know. So
that's funny.
Yeah, so how you all doing? How's the week going?
Good. Ready for the weekend.
Peachy.
Already.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Only got a few more days left, like 4.
Of work?
Yeah.
Who's counting?
I got 3 work days, so.
Yeah, well, I got 4, so you know it happens.
I retired a year ago.
Guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so tonight we've got a good one. We're joined by Anthony Garcia and Damian Thao talking about their little adventures over there in South Carolina a couple weeks ago. Maybe get into a little bit of the U.S. Open with Anthony. His pretty good run on day 2 and 3 to get back into it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, guys. Other than that, don't forget about hookforlife.com, hook44, all capitals for your discount. That right there. $50 or more for shipping, kayak needs, accessories, headwatersadventurecompany.com. Call the shop, either one. Get a hold of Brian or Steve-O down here in Rancho. But yeah, we got a couple of good shows coming up. Next week, we're going to be joined by Mr. Wizardworks, Ramel. Talk a little kayak stuff.
Strippers.
I'm excited about that one, too.
What's up, Johnny?
What? Strippers?
Stripers?
Stripers?
I don't know. He's breaking up.
Yeah. Strippers from Sacramento. I mean, stripers. No. Anyway, Romel's going to join us.
Yeah.
That's where Johnny was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Where my mind is always at. So.
He's just a dirty old man. Why is that not going away? Anyway, let's bring these guys in. Damian, Anthony, what's up, fellas?
What's up, guys?
It's cracking, everybody.
What is going on?
You and your damn rooster, Shane.
California kid.
What, you can hear him out? We moved them from the house, and then, of course, I move out to the shed now, so they're actually closer. Sorry.
You're good.
Close the window here, and we'll see.
Maybe it'll go away.
Yeah.
That's funny.
If not, we'll have to move them further away.
That's all good. Man,
first of all, congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Way to represent.
Congrats.
One heck of a way to represent and an opportunity.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so Damian just took me to the fish.
Does that make Damian like the #1 ranked kayak angler in the world now, or what?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You should have seen all the people trying to get his autograph and take pictures with this dude.
No.
The world famous. I'll tell you, dude. I know I've said it before, but we show up to the ramp first day in Oklahoma, and like we're rigging the kayaks out. Some dude pulls up. Hey, are you Damian? Like, I mean, he didn't even barely get out of the truck, and people are already coming up to him.
Dang, man. Wish I had a fan base like that.
You do.
When everything under the sun, you know?
I mean,
the stripers.
The stripers, Johnny.
The stripers.
Oh,
I keep misspelling it. Sorry.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, when I found out you two were on a team, I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen with this madness?
They're going to open up a number 10 can of whoop ass on everybody is what they did.
Yep.
Well, heck,
right.
we got off the water at day one at the BAM TOC, and we were checking it out, and we're like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were so far blowing them out of the water.
You guys were killing it. Yeah. So what you guys practice together, or was it kind of you guys split apart and kind of shared notes and came up with the game plan, or what?
Go ahead, Damian.
Go ahead, Anthony. You go ahead.
No, hell no, you go.
You guys are so modest. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
All right, I'll go since I practiced. I got a few days more practice than Anthony did.
Yeah.
So, but one day that Anthony did practice, we did practice together. So, the last day of practice, yeah, we pretty much fished. We were headed the same to an area, but it's like, hey, let's check this one out. It looks really good. I mean, it's a nice cove. It has a nice steep bank to rocks. And we sure enough, first time we pulled in there, and it was just loaded with fish, and the stripers were everywhere. I mean, we were just like, hey, the stripers over here. And it was just really good fishing. So practice went very well for us. I mean, we weren't trying to catch them during practice, but whatever you threw at them, if they're popping bait, you throw like a walking bait, you catch them instantly. So we're like, oh, it's gonna hold fish. These spinning fish are gonna stay even with the hurricane coming through. So practice went very well. That was when I practiced with Anthony. But prior to that, what I found in practice was it's very inconsistent. Is like there's these fish don't hug the bottom. They don't hold to an area. They're constantly roaming after bait and stuff. So, and the bottom is not a hard bottom too. So it's really hard to drag a jig in certain areas to get bit. So, it was very hard to stay on fish in the general areas that we had practiced. Other than the last day where me and Anthony ran into that cove and it was just loaded.
So you guys got there, right? And then you guys didn't practice Thursday, Friday, right? Because the hurricane was coming in.
It was off limits.
Yeah, so our official practice day was Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that day, I think we practiced Thursday maybe, or we didn't practice Thursday.
No, we didn't. We didn't practice.
So we
Thursday,
practiced Wednesday. I think we didn't go out on Thursday just because of how crazy the wind was going to be. It was like raining all day. The wind was pretty bad. And then our official practice day on Friday got canceled just because of the hurricane was hitting that day. I think it hit like at 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So it was, there was trees down everywhere. Our original shotgun launch location got closed because of all the power lines and the trees that were down. Friday was a no-go no matter what. And then at the end of the day on Friday is when they announced that we were going to have like 5 separate like launch out of these 5 locations. And that's where we were off on that week before the tournament.
That change where you guys were going, or you found a ramp that you're able to access the water you found on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, tell us about what
So it was like, I don't know, what do you say, Damian? Like 45-minute kick?
I don't know. It felt longer than that for me, man.
No. The first from our original spot.
Oh yeah, from original spot was definitely around 45 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, so
45 minutes.
Me and Damian knew that that we were gonna go to that cove. Like it was gonna hold fish. It was covered from the wind. It was off of the main river channel, so it shouldn't have consumed a lot of mud.
What was different between that one and the rest of them you checked?
That was the only one I checked.
Why did you decide that? And also, Pooh would like to know if you guys are sleeping in the same bed or separate.
We did separate beds.
So what boats were you guys fishing out of?
I was fishing out of the Big Water 132 by Old Town.
Okay.
You guys brought your own.
Yeah. We brought our own.
You brought your own kayaks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For some reason I thought you guys were getting. I don't know. My brain. That was Italy when we were talking. You got to get your own over there.
So then, what made you decide to go to that cove and make that 45-minute kick all the way there? What was good about that cove?
So
compared
it
to
wasn't so when they closed the ramp down, the original ramp down, it didn't become 45 minutes anymore. It became like an hour and 30-minute run.
or more.
So yeah, it was definitely, it felt forever, man.
Oh, really?
And
So you guys had an hour and 30-minute run to get there now?
yeah, and
Oh, wow.
it was the only thing that
Wow.
we found that I felt that was consistent because if you're beating the bank, there's tons of docks on the lake, and everybody's fishing dock. And these fish that me and Anthony had got on, it was these fish were very, very fat and been feeding for a very long time. Versus the ones you've been catching on the bank, you catch the one at the dock, they're all really skinny. So these fish that are offshore are already been feeding for the very long time. So they're not gonna, no matter what happens with the weather, these fish aren't gonna stop doing what they're doing. They've been feeding, so they're just gonna keep continually feeding until pre-spawn. So uh these fish aren't going to change. They're not going to go anywhere. There was tons of bait. It was it was uh it was off the main channel, the river channel. And one of the things that really stood out was that there's no actually creeks or no runoffs that run into it. So we got a lot of rain. That particular creek was not going to get really dirty unless if the main river channel was pushing a lot of mud into it. That was the only thing that kind of really definitely I felt like helped us because almost a lot of good stuff did get kind of dirtier around that general area, but that particular creek didn't get as dirty. So it felt like if you're scoping and stuff like that, you can convince these fish to bite. That was one of the things that kind of stuck out.
that's what you guys are doing? We're scoping,
Mhm.
Yes.
or you're scoping? Okay.
What were your baits of choice?
So I was throwing a top water, mainly a spoon, a jigging spoon, is what I was getting majority of my bites on.
Nice.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
you
and
go,
then-
taking that spoon all over there.
Yeah.
And then I was
back up
just
a little
throwing
bit.
what was that?
On. So Damien was throwing top water in the spoon. Now the top water would get you which bite? The striper? Because so the whole thing was there was 4 largemouth and 1 striper. Each angler could weigh it. So the top water was what?
It was the largemouth. The largemouth were higher in the water column versus the stripers were in about 30 feet plus. But if they were pushing bait, the stripers would hit the top water as well. But that was only on the final day when we had overcast and the bait was pushed into certain coves. But it really changed throughout the days. But for the most part, the top water was the best. And the only time you could really get them was when they were busting. You couldn't just be
Mhm.
randomly casting and catching them unless that's how it was for me. If they were busting, then I was able to catch them. But for the most part, jigging the spoon on the first 2 days, the spoon bite was really on. You'd pitch it right to them. If they didn't bite it the first time, they didn't want it at all. But you pitch it out 1 or 2 hops, and if they were on it, you look for a new school. And it was just really quick and fast. But you can only pluck one out of the school, and then they just kind of be very smart after that. So you gotta just rotate around schools and stuff like that, and you look for different fishes.
Within
you
that
guys-
cove that you found.
Were you guys fishing the same schools at the same time, trying to keep it fired up, or what happened?
It was only the last day because the last day was tough for me, especially. It was just a rough day. Fish were just biting and coming off, and it's just you just having one of those days where you're doing everything right, but it's just not going into your favor. You're hooking fish and they're coming off, or you throw the top water and they jump completely over it, and it's just one of those kind of days.
So that's when you start throwing the curse words out.
Yeah.
Damon
Anthony heard a lot of that on the phone with me.
he may have thought it a few times, right? That fish
That's funny.
got off. I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
I would cut.
So
Anyhow.
what was your weapons of choice there, Anthony?
The infamous 2.8 Kitech and top water bait.
No. You
Yeah.
didn't throw 2.8.
What? 2.8?
Stop it. You liar.
That's Damian.
He's not lying, man.
You never throw that bait ever.
Yeah, no.
So
And
that
then
2.8,
on
you
day
were-
3, I did. Go ahead.
How were you rigging the 2.8?
On a 3/16 ounce the Kitech round ball
Ball
jig head. Or ball head jig head. Yeah.
Were you
Then-
just
then we
throwing
put it-
that to the suspended fish then, obviously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, either
working the bait
seeing them
above
suspended
the
on
fish.
live scope, or when they started busting on the surface, I would just throw it in the school and one of them would pick it up.
Nice.
So when you would throw it in the school, were they eating it going through the school, above the school? Did you have to hover it above the school? What was the ticket? What was the key to get
On-
those fish to bite?
On the fish that were like hitting bait, or I guess not on the surface. If they were on the surface, you could just cast at them and reel through it, and you're gonna go full bendo. But on the fish that were like, I guess, deeper, the ones that were like isolated, that were still hitting bait, they were going through bait balls. I would just literally let it sink past them and reel it as fast as I can up through the school, and one of them was picking it up.
Okay.
It wasn't really like I do over here in Cali, where I like keep it right above them and then they'll come up and eat it. This was all reaction. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was just like the jigging spoon. Damian did give me a jigging spoon on day 3, and I did the same thing. I would just burn it up and they would come up and eat it. Exactly like the Kitech. So it was like basically the same bite, just I had to replace a lot more Kitechs as opposed to Damian's jigging spoon.
Yeah, no kidding, no.
So Damian, did you have to work the hover rig kind of the same way, where you burn it through the bait, or?
Well, I
How
didn't
you
throw a hover rig at all, but the spoon, yeah, it was you'd have to be very aggressive with it. You pitch it
Okay.
to them, and if it sank through them and they got a little interested, you got to work it really aggressive. And a lot of times, like Anthony said, is a lot of the bites was burning it to the boat, and they grab it right before you get to the boat. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Their movements were similar to that of Striper, and their reactions was that similar.
Nice. So, you guys pretty well know you had it in the bag at the end of final day? Obviously, right? Or
Honestly, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Nah, go ahead.
Honestly, anything could
Damian,
have
you
happened. Anything could have happened because well, I did catch on day 1, right? I did catch three on a shake head first thing in the morning, because me and Anthony are going to that cove, and I was like, hey man, if you get there and they're on fire, give me a call.
My
I'd run over there, but
my
Anthony's
rubber
too
leg
fast
ain't
for
gonna
me.
make it.
Yeah, exactly. I was
My
like, well,
batteries
if they're
are
busting
dead.
bait, yeah, call
I
me.
gotta
Okay? I'm gonna
recharge.
just stop carrying fish here. So I pull up to the point and catch 3 on a shake it, and then I go up and join Anthony. But on the next day and the final day, that point that I pulled up and caught fish on shake it, there's no fish, and all the other days it's just you caught them. You pretty much caught them pretty early, And then the rest of the day it was just kind of like a struggle, a bite, one bite an hour and stuff like that. Um, so it was quite difficult. Yeah, pretty much.
so you had an early bite window then. You're saying in that school?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So it did get very very tough for me personally. So that's kind of what I say. I don't think we had it in the bag, because any of those teams you see guys, those guys got better and better throughout the days, and you know, uh, you know. Guillermo, for example, he was catching some big giant bass, and the next following day he caught a monster bass bag. They can catch it. They can catch up to
Yeah.
it pretty quickly. So that was one of the things.
Tell them about your last minute heroics you had.
Oh yeah, I know. It was pretty. It was a struggle all day. I mean, we were getting bites, and it's just, it's a lot of pressure, and then you talk to your team captain, and everything's going in your head, and then wonder how much fish you have, and only got. And like, hey man, I only got 2 fish, dude. It's like by like 11 o'clock, I barely caught a fish. Just like, man, like yeah, it was just much more different. And when you're having one of those days where fish are just coming off, and you're like, I had the bites, but I don't know why I can't put on the boat. And then even Anthony was like, hey man, dude, they're busting over here, come over here right now, you need to get over here. I get over there, and then they're not biting no more. Just my kind of luck.
My rubber
So
leg
there
ate
was-
it, but the fish are done.
So
Yeah.
did your whole team fish that cove, or was it just you and Anthony?
just me and Anthony.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, we had to have been the dudes that traveled the most in that event. It seemed like a lot of people stayed within like I don't know, like 2 miles from the ramp, and that was it. Because we were out there by ourselves. I think Damian had one pontoon boat pull up on him and fish some striper with him, but that was it. I mean, we didn't see anybody.
That takes some commitment, though. Hour, 45-minute run to get to where you got to go.
Yeah. Each day we were putting like 11 and a half, 12 miles on the legs.
Wow.
So how much time did you have? Do you have like a 30 minutes prior to launch to go? I mean, lines in or any of that, or what were the tournament times like?
No, it was launch and lines in at the same time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lines out, you got to be out at a certain time, or
Yeah, you had to be off the water, or so it was lines out at 3:30, I think, and you had to be off the water at 4:30.
okay. So you guys burned a lot of time.
Oh yeah, no, we had to
Traveling.
leave early
Yeah.
both days. To
Yeah, I
get
think we
back
had
in
to start
time.
coming back around like 2 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
Just
Just
so
to
we were
make
not
sure.
late. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this event is so different because, you know, being late, that's the worst thing. I mean, if you don't catch a limit, that's okay. If you don't catch fish, that's okay. But if you're late and you penalize your team, oh gosh, that sucks. So it's like the whole time you're like,
yeah.
I gotta leave early because
Yeah, because the penalties were bad too. I think it was like an inch every 10 minutes or something. You were late.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. You did not want to be late.
Yeah. So it's like the worst thing you could be is late. I mean, you don't have any keepers, that is fine, you know, but don't be late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you? When did it sink in that you won the gold in both, individual and team? Like, did you have to like kind of like take that in for a minute, or was it like, oh crap, did I really just do that?
No, I had a really good feeling we won gold when Anthony got his limit. I was like, okay, I think we got this, you know. And then now Anthony could just carry us to gold, so I could just hang out. So that's a little bit more the stress off me, you know, because Anthony already carried us there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, you know, I struggled throughout the day, so it was rough. And then you know, these fish that we seen on the trees and stuff, me and Anthony could not get these fish to eat throughout the few days we fished. And then you know, it didn't matter where we threw at them. They'd sometimes bite it, but they won't commit to it, or they'll follow your bait down and won't commit. And then I pulled up to the tree and I threw the drop shot past the tree, and I brought the rubber worm to the tree, and I seen that fish go down and eat it, and I caught my fourth keeper. I was like, okay, at least I got 4 keepers, you know. That's better than having 3 coming in for the team, you know. So I was running back in, and at this point that's really blown out because the last day it's like the water's muddy on the main river. So I'm coming back in at this point. I pull out the drop shot and I cast to it. As I made one cast to it, and I was pedaling past it, and I just reel it in, and there's my last keeper on it, and I just set the hook, bolted it, took a picture, and just headed back in.
Nice.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
That was definitely meant to be.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
Number 1 ranked kayak angler in the world. How's that make you feel, Damian?
Oh no, that's not what it is. This event was definitely different, and I really enjoyed the, you know, sharing information, you know, with everybody on the team. Just not for our team, you know, specific, but with the USA Team B. You know, everybody is just getting to know everybody, learning everybody's techniques and how they're catching their fish, or, you know, what are these guys doing that's different from us. You know, getting to learn and sharing information. That was a really cool thing, you know.
Were you guys all in an Airbnb, or did they put you up in a hotel?
And
hotels.
I got you. Yeah, because that was a cool thing about going back when we went to Oklahoma, and we all kind of met up at Airbnb, and it took some of us a day or so to kind of warm up to everybody.
Damian.
That Damian guy was so tight-lipped.
Yeah, I know, tying up at 1 a.m. outside of the house.
No, I was only tying up outside because my freaking my bang spray sprayed the whole thing. I didn't want to do it inside of the house because it's gonna smell outside. I'm not hiding nothing, man.
I know. I was referring to Anthony.
Oh yeah, right. I told you guys I was catching everything on a 2.8 Kitech.
He was all, well, that was after like day 1 of practice. He's like, all right, these guys are all right. I can talk to them a little bit. But no, it was cool. Like seeing how everybody was breaking it down and you know, doing what they were doing. Like Sean was on a completely different bite than the rest of us, and you know, Anthony was doing his thing. Damian was on a completely different bite than everybody. You know, so
until those pictures came out.
Yeah, right.
The stripers?
No,
You guys
in
hanging out
Oklahoma,
with
we had
stripers?
the pile of spoons on his front deck.
John stinking stripper photos.
Yep. Yeah. Man, it was cool to see too, because like I said, we were all at
That looked like a lot of fun.
Marietta, and we were having our dinner Saturday night, and I forgot who it was that brought it up. Like, dude, have you guys seen the standings? We're like, holy crap, those two guys are on a tear.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. And I think I talked to Anthony, was it that Thursday or something? Because a couple days prior, and he's like, dude, if what's we found today is still there, like you have that confidence too going into it. Like, if they're still there, he's like, we got it.
Yeah.
Like, hands down.
So
Yeah, no, for
Anthony,
sure.
Tell us about your 5-fish limit on the last day.
I mean, it was definitely a different bite. Those fish were educated. I mean, me and Damian didn't beat them up in practice, but we caught some in practice. And then day one, we caught them pretty good. And then when we went on there day two, you could tell that a lot of the fish that would have bit on day one weren't biting. I lost a couple of fish that probably just short bit the topwater bait. They weren't committing to it as good as they were on day one. But I caught all my fish. I'm pretty sure I caught all my fish on day two on topwater, just live scoping them. I caught 2, I think, busting that I saw, and the rest I was just live scoping them with topwater.
So those were just under the surface, the ones that you were getting on top?
Yeah, I mean, if they were within the surface to 10 feet of water, I would get them to come up on the topwater bait.
Those are you throwing a walking bait, popper, chopo?
Yeah, a walking bait. Yeah, literally a walking bait that we went and bought that trip. We bought it like 2 days before the tournament.
That's funny.
Pencil
It wouldn't
popper.
be the one that Damian always throws, is it?
No, it's different.
A different
No.
one?
No, it's actually a bait I haven't thrown before. It's kind of like a subsurface walking bait. It's not on the top of the water. It goes like literally like right under the surface of the water and just wakes back and forth.
Is
And
that
you could-
one of those?
It's made by
one.
Evergreen.
Karashis.
No,
that's
it's like a
the-
it's like a
like
5.5
twitch,
inch bait.
Twitch bait kind of thing, right? Almost, but a longer one.
Yeah, it's I forgot what it's called, but it's made by Evergreen.
Okay.
It's a really popular bait.
Pencil popper,
Yeah.
Nice.
kind of like.
So
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Sammy, just with a different head on it. I think is what gets it to dive down a little bit.
nice.
So then you caught them all on top water or below top water.
Mhm.
And then you had your limit by what time?
I probably had a limit by like 11:30, and I called
that's
up.
nice.
Yeah, I called up. I think like twice, and I felt horrible every time I set the hook after having that limit because I knew Damian was struggling over there. But like he said, whenever I called him, because there was this one cove that didn't have fish in it day one, but they were just loading in there on day two. It's that reel that I posted on Instagram today where they're like flying over my bait to hit it.
Nice.
And every time I called him over, he couldn't catch him. I don't know what it was.
You show up and they're already done. They're
Yeah.
done for 20, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I leave, and then they start busting again. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
don't like me today. Like, what the heck, man?
Was it that, Anthony?
No, I was throwing that
Oh.
one too, but I couldn't get bit on. I think Damian was throwing something similar to that.
No,
Yeah.
only on the practice day I got bit on that one, which is basically I don't know what it's called. It's made by Teco, but it's the identical copy.
Oh, the slash
So-
walker, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
it
like
looks like
that.
the one.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a big one, but come tournament day, they didn't want to touch that thing. They didn't even get near it because it was too big and too loud.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Something more subtle
you-
worked better than that.
Yeah, something subtle and smaller.
So Anthony,
Anthony,
you did this, and then go ahead, John.
So Anthony,
that?
when
Oh, okay.
That's it right there.
Gotcha.
it's like a Sammy.
Yeah, it's
Like a
exact. I mean,
Sammy, it's hard to tell the head. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, it's real subtle, kind of quiet, and it kind of like swishes back and forth, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you got your limit around 11, and then you started whacking them, and Damon would show up, and they'd stop biting, and then he'd leave, and you'd whack them again. So how many times did that happen, or was it like every time Damon showed up, he brought the goo goo, and there was no going on every time he showed
No,
up?
I think I caught one. I think I caught one next to Damien when he pulled into there, but it was like I would like when they would blow up, I wouldn't even cast. I would just watch Damien throw in there, and he wouldn't get bit. I don't know what it was.
I don't know
No
what it was too.
kidding.
It's like they blow up. I threw it right on top of him. Then nothing happened. It's just like
Yeah.
what the?
And then literally like 5 minutes later he'll leave, and I'll throw in that exact spot, and I'll get bit. Yeah,
It's just one of
Go
those kind of
figure,
days, man.
right?
I'm just like,
yeah,
That's
Go
hilarious.
figure.
yeah,
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. That's just how stuff fishing goes, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
So
Yeah.
Dave was wondering, did you guys have any? Well, you guys didn't travel back there together, did you?
no.
I know separate vehicles, but did you guys stop anywhere on the way back home, or did you just fly? I know Anthony had somewhere to be like right after that.
Yeah.
90 miles an hour all the way home for Anthony.
Yeah, no, I had to get to an elk hunt in Arizona the day of awards. Awards happened. I literally left that night.
Wow.
To an elk hunt to the U.S. Open.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was a crazy couple of weeks, man.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a great
Yeah,
way to
tell
spend
us-
your first
tell us
few
a
weeks
little-
out of work.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Open since we got you there.
The U.S. Open was amazing. I wish I had fished it last year, so I was a little bit more familiar with Mojave. But I mean, it was everything I expected. I mean, there's tons of 4-pound smallmouth in that lake, and if you're not bringing 18 to 19 pounds in there, you're not
Backing up.
gonna place. I mean,
You're
it's
backing up.
crazy. Yeah.
So Larry said you saved him out there. So is that
Oh yeah,
a-
Larry's a super cool dude. I had him as a co on day 3, and he needed a big bag. I needed a big bag to jump up in the standings, and we pulled up to our first spot, and I stuck a 4.8 and a 4.5, and I was like, "Here's the 20-something pound bag I need," and he ended up losing a giant. But yeah, no, we put up I think 17.5 pounds that day. I definitely could have did that day 1 and day 2. Just I messed up. I mean, mistakes happen, I guess. Bad decisions on my part.
I mean, so you went from 110th on day 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To 30.
39.
39th, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good,
you,
man.
dude,
Good, bro.
That's a
you
huge jump.
adapted and made a huge run. That was cool to watch. So I seen you climb up on day 2. I was like, ooh, Anthony's starting to make a little run. I was like, he found something. And then day 3, I was like, oh man, another like 20, 30 places you jumped up.
Yeah, no. I mean, in practice, I found. Well, I didn't find. There's some stuff out there that is super obvious. I'm probably gonna fish it at the end of this year, so I'm not gonna go too crazy into it. But there's some
Okay.
stuff out there deep, and there's 4-pound class smallies in there everywhere. And I caught a couple good ones on practice on this exact spot. Waypointed it. Didn't fish it on day 1 or day 2, which was my bust. And I finally went in there on day 3 because I knew. I mean, I needed a 24 pounds to jump up and to make some money. And then Larry needed a good bag to win Angler of the Year. So the pressure was on, and we pulled up to that spot, and it was loaded. The potential for 20 pounds, I think. With the fish that we lost, we probably would have had like 22 pounds that day. But we put up 17.5 pounds, and it was awesome. We caught a giant striper and some big smallmouth that day, and I just wish I fished it on day 1 and day 2.
So Anthony, I got to ask this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So your kayak goes how fast?
My kayak,
Yeah.
Like
3.9 on a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your bass boat goes.
Loaded down with a full tank of gas and a co, 67, 68.
Okay.
Nice.
So
So did Larry win the AOI?
68.3.
What was that?
68.3 miles an hour. So
Yeah.
it only goes 65 mile an hour faster than your kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
That's what I
definitely
mean.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
Anthony, I would like to know your thought process. This was your first time at the One Bass as a pro, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what was your mindset going into that? With the pressure as being a pro, because you obviously draw a co-angler each day. Okay, it's shared weight. So how did that? I mean, what was the stress like? Like, did you think about it, or you just went and fished? I mean,
Especially
what was
when
your mindset?
Larry, especially when Larry's in Angler of the Year contention.
Yeah.
No pressure, bro.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he won. Congratulations to him. He had an
Yeah,
awesome
Good
year.
job, Larry.
Congrats,
That's
Larry.
awesome.
It was cool seeing him get crowned AOI at the awards that night. But yeah, no, the pressure was definitely there. I mean, I think that definitely messed up my day 1 and day 2. On day 3, I knew, like, straight up, I knew what I was gonna go scoping. That's the deal. And on day 1 and day 2, I kind of felt bad because when you're live scoping, your code definitely is kind of getting the crap end of the stick. And it sucks because that's where the fish are. So if you want to do well, you got to scope. But as a co-angler fishing in 30 to 50 feet of water, there's not really anything you could do unless you have the mindset that, hey, I'm gonna just drop shot with a 3/4 ounce weight and we're gonna make it happen, which is what Larry did, and he hooked a giant smallmouth. But the pressure was definitely there. I wish it didn't get to me as much as it did on day 1 and day 2 as day 3, because if I would have just went fishing and did what I needed to do, the standings would have definitely been different. Because day 1 and day 2, I went fishing to where both of us had those casting lanes and everything else, and that wasn't the move. That definitely wasn't the move.
So so this was your first time as a pro in a major tournament, right? So
yeah,
it's a learning experience for you, hands down. So it was probably a great one to learn here as you're getting ready to go into the opens next year. So that way you can, it sucks that you got a co in the back of the boat that is paying money to fish.
Yeah.
But on the same token, you're there to do a job, and it's a little different when it's not shared weight. But
yeah, exactly, totally different.
At least it's you have the right mindset now to where, all right, I gotta go get my fish. Let me get mine, and then let me try to get my co on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no.
Hopefully that was a good.
Let me say something about that. So I did the pointy end back in the 90s. And every time I tried to get my co-partner on some fish, he couldn't catch them. So you got to do your thing. You're the one in the pointy end of the boat, okay?
Yeah.
He needs to adjust in order to catch his fish. You're a round fish. He needs to adjust. And a lot of times what I found is they can help you out more than they can hurt you. And what I mean by that is, Larry pulls out the drop shot and he started catching fish. Well, you find that your fish kind of shut off, so now you got that drop shot rig set up, 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce, ounce and a half, and you throw it out there and then bam, it hits the bottom real quick, and it just, that's what they wanted. So, it's again, from my experience, do your thing and don't worry about the guy in the back. Yeah, and don't make it so. I've had guys where we're flipping toolies, right? And we're going down the bank and those toolies are slapping me across the face. I have all these toolie slaps, like someone's got a whip at me, and I got nothing. I got nothing to fish, right? But I have to make it work. And that's just something as a co-angler you need to really focus and learn how you can make it work for you compared to what the guy's doing. Because something, when you're casting and catching these fish, he's not going to catch them. They're not going to catch them. So So you know, the best thing to do is just like, hey, bro, you're going to be around fish. It's going to be up to you to catch them.
To catch them. Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, if we go
So
back to the
don't-
US Open this year, it's definitely going to be different.
Yeah.
Or next year,
But
sorry.
if it's third weight, you know, like, bro, here's this, use this lure, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know,
Yep.
throw something. I always told them, you know, throw something you have confidence in, you know, and that was the biggest thing. And the
Yeah.
guys that didn't have confidence what you were doing, they couldn't catch a cold, you know,
Mhm.
much less fish. So, you know,
Yeah.
it again, you'll learn from this too, you know, and I did both. You know, I hated to flip in front of the guy in front of me and flip all the pockets and just jerk fish after fish after fish. And the guy's just like, God dang it, you know, you're leaving me nothing. You know, bro, just make it work for you. I mean, you know, I'm at the pointy end. You get to the pointy end, you make the decision.
Mhm.
Remember that.
Yeah.
You're in the pointy end. You make the decision. Don't let the guy in the back chase his fish. Don't have
Yeah.
you chase his fish, because I'll guarantee you're chasing a ghost. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my 2 cents. Take it for what
Yeah, no,
it's
for
worth.
sure.
But,
Yeah, no, I definitely experienced that. I mean,
yeah.
on day 2, I kind of figured. I mean, I knew. I mean, you just know. I mean, when you mess up, you mess up, and there's really no. I mean, after putting up 11 pounds on day 1, it was like, oh, you dug yourself a hole and you got a mountain to climb out of it. You know.
Mhm.
So, it was definitely a good experience for sure.
Yeah.
And now I know.
Yeah, I think that was probably a smart move, obviously on your part, to fish it. Your
Mhm.
first big time event as a pro,
Yeah.
out of the way. So that was cool. It was, dude, to see where you finished against that group of guys, like, and how you bounced back, dude. I mean, it speaks volumes for what you do as an angler.
Yeah.
So Damian,
What's up?
got a question for you. Do you have any aspirations to go up towards the boat side?
Oh man,
pointy end of the
it's
boat.
just, you know, it's just too pricey, you know, for me. I mean, the kayak's
No, I hear
where
you.
it's at for me, you know, just
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean,
You know, Ranger will give you a boat, bro.
I mean, now that you're a gold medalist, I mean,
I mean,
right.
the number 1 ranked kayak angler in the world. I mean, come on, Ranger, let's get him a boat deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
he'd have to put a blonde wig on and get some augmentation done and front and back. Then he's on for sure.
Hey, that's Max's idea, all right? If you leave Damian out of that one.
No offense out there to anybody, but it would help. It would help all of us guys that are just regular fishermen, you know, even though
Damian ain't no
Damian's got
regular fisherman.
goals.
Hey,
Yeah,
so this
he's
is
got
what I
the
want to
goals.
see, guys. This is what
Yeah.
we need to see. We need to have, I don't know how the hell we pull this off, but I would love to see a heads up challenge between Damian, Anthony, and Silva on a lake with no pre-fish. Throw them in there and let them eat and see who comes out on top. I think it'd be fun to watch.
yeah, I think
Anthony's too
so.
far south to make it happen, but do like a
We
Lake
could
Isabella or
do it
something in the
on
middle.
we could do it on Lake Paris this
Lake
weekend.
Paris.
Or Santa Margarita or Lopez.
Yeah.
You're about
So
halfway.
that'd be cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, congrats, Joey, by the way, on your a 3rd TOC win this year. Like, that kid is just on fire this year,
Yeah.
and I mean, he's turned out. He's one of those,
You got him
those
figured
names.
out.
He's pulling an Anthony on us up here, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Heck
crazy.
of a run.
I know.
Yeah.
The guy's got a heck of a run. He's unbeatable right now. And he makes it sound so simple, but you know, there's
And he
more
tells
to it
everybody
than-
what he's doing and how he's doing it. He spills the juice to everybody. It's funny. Like, that kid's got that mid stroll down to a T.
That's
So,
sick.
Yeah, but you can't use Garmin.
Why?
No forward facing for anybody.
Oh, no forward facing, old school.
The Delta.
Oh, I would,
That
Got real quiet. Come on.
That would be-
yeah,
I think
did
that
get
would
real
You gotta say
quiet.
something.
I was reading Austin's comment. Sorry, I think that would be cool, dude. Like that, dude. Old school, 2D side scan only. Let's go. I'll let them use what they got. Screw it. You know what I mean? Like why are you gonna ban technology? That's what I'm saying.
I think if you threw a curveball out there, you'd see a lot different winners
Yeah.
out there.
Hey, quick question for you, Anthony. With the new screen limit sizes and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
So I know the opens change, right? So you have it's 8 events that are the opens, and then you have to qualify, right? to
Yeah,
get
for the
into
last three,
the
which are
last
elite
three, which are
qualifiers now.
the EQs, right?
Mhm.
Are you set up with that 55 inches of the screen, or are you gonna have to pull some stuff off?
I'm gonna do. I'm changing one screen on my dash, 112 to a 9, just so I could keep my fish finders that are on the bow the same.
Okay, so you got to make one adjustment to make it happen.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
what
selling
graphs
that
you got on
12?
Yeah, I know,
No,
right?
No, I'm gonna keep that for when I come and fish the U.S. Open again,
Oh,
or literally
I
any
don't hurt
other.
that.
I'm looking for a 12 there, Anthony.
If you guys
Come
are
on
looking
now.
for a 10, though, I'm selling a brand new 10.
A Garmin,
No, Humminbird,
Solix, Helix.
Helix, yeah, Helix 10, brand new, G4N.
How much?
We could talk later, John.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll let you know.
I got
Sorry.
some outdated stuff on my boat. That's why I have the
Yeah.
very
What-
first side scan ever.
What
Yeah,
graphs
you-
do you have on your boat? Since we're talking about it now, what are you running?
On the bow, I have a Helix 12 right next to a little NBT 22.
The little.
Little.
And then on the dash right now, I have an 8612 by Garmin with another Helix 12, but that Helix 12 is going to get dropped for a 9. Just
So
to
that the
fall into the
Garmin you
rules.
got on the back, right? That's the one you have to mirror to your 22.
Mhm.
So did you have those linked to where your co could see what you're looking at on live scope during the
Yeah.
open?
Yeah, no, Larry saw it firsthand on some of the fish that I caught on day 3. He was looking at the dash and saw them come up and eat.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super cool, especially for a shared weight event like that. So your co could see exactly what's around you. They could make almost the same cast that you need them to make.
Yeah. Are
I want to know.
Are you running a turret, separate turret for your live scope, or are you running it on the trolling motor?
No, it's on the trolling motor.
You gonna change that?
I wanted to keep the weight a little down because I heard those things are kind of heavy.
Nose heavy and they slow way down.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I want to know who's going to be the first one to pull up with a 22 on their kayak here.
Anthony.
I don't think it's possible. That thing's heavy.
Not only heavy, it'd be in your way the whole time.
Yeah.
It'd have to be someone Damian's size to do it. You know,
Well, Did you see Drew Gregory just put actual power poles on his kayak?
No.
Like the ones that
Wow.
go on a boat, he put like 4.5 footers on there.
I was
Crazy.
wondering when somebody was going to do that because it's the way the mini one. It almost seems like it's a waste because you gotta be so shallow to use it. You know.
Yeah.
No way, dude. I love that one. This is gnarly though, dude.
Wow.
That's gnarly.
I was waiting for somebody to do that.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing is the
Dude, and he
pump-
still flies though, bro. Look at him.
Yeah.
the pump and those power pole anchors, the
Yeah.
total weight of them is ridiculous.
Did you see how far his nose was up out of the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why that dude's cruising, man. He has no resistance on the front.
Yeah.
He's running 1103 too, ain't he? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, I wonder
if you're
what-
fishing shallow water, that's what you need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about having it. They need to have smaller ones for kayak, but bigger ones than they have now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to do instead of a hydraulic one. They need to have like an electric actuator to operate those instead of a pump and a and a
Yeah,
cylinder.
those pumps
Same thing. Yeah, because you could do it with an actuator. Be the same
Yeah.
concept, and it would be, you won't have the fluid or
A lot
lines or
lighter.
none of that stuff.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot lighter.
hydraulic. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
just
hydraulic lines.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
get rid
run
of all
on
that.
batteries.
You get rid of all that and then just run an actuator on it. And waiting for somebody to do it. I thought about trying to build one day, and I got whatever. You can do it.
So Damian, what's next for you?
Well, we do have the Yak Bass team event coming up pretty shortly here, so I'll be doing that. but,
Yeah.
When is that?
Honestly,
It's like November
11th.
11th.
No, 11th is the Veterans Benefit,
Oh, that's right.
the NorCal Bass Veterans Benefit. John, are you gonna fish that with Damian this year?
The
on.
doctor says no kayaking until January.
No.
No.
The boat, NorCal Bass Veterans Benefit Tournament. It's
Out
at
of a
Comanche, November 11th. Yeah, on Veterans Day.
Out of a boat.
Remember on the boat, big boat.
We haven't
Comanche,
talked about it,
Veterans
but
Day.
we could do it.
Shane and I should be there. Barring
Yeah,
this
as long
weekend,
as James
everything's going
sponsors
good.
us.
It's sponsored.
As long as James sponsors us. As long as James
Come on,
sponsors
Snyder,
us.
sponsor us.
As long as James sponsors us.
Why am I going
Is that
to
safe enough?
sponsor you?
I could get those stripers from Sacramento to show up.
It's for the veterans, John. The veterans, bud. Anthony should come up and fish it.
When is the
Do it.
dates?
It's on November 11th on Veterans Day. It's at Comanche.
Sean Beach says the 23rd.
November
Next week,
11th.
so-
Is that like what, a Monday?
It's a Monday. Bring the Skeeter up. I got a place for you to park it. You're good.
And you live
About
right there.
45 minutes away from Comanche.
Huh. Maybe.
I'm 2 hours away.
2.8 for the win.
That's
Yeah,
right.
probably. Yeah, right. It's gonna be one on a topwater bait.
No, actually, it'd be one in less than 15 feet of water. Those fish don't go no deeper than 15 feet. Seriously.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's the drive down there right now.
What is it?
5 hours and 54 minutes to Comanche.
Oh, shoot. How fast you drive, it'd be 3 hours. I've seen you drive.
Not
that guy.
Not when you're towing the boat.
I've known Maloney's when you left at, I don't know, midnight and you got there just in time to launch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
This
was
dude
crazy.
straight up, we left Damian's house at, was it 7th? No, like 8:30 or 9 going to Oklahoma. And you worked a full day that day, and you were like 2 hours behind us by the time we woke up this morning. And we drove till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I wanted to catch you guys because you guys slept in. I don't know where you guys slept, like in Flagstaff or something.
No, it was an hour east of Albuquerque.
Oh yeah, that's
truck
right.
stop. Yeah.
We were going from Lopez to Santa Margarita, and this guy blew past us, and I said, "Damn, who's that guy?" That's Anthony. Anthony, Jesus, he's going 90. Yeah, I'm going at least 90.
That's
At
because
least
there
90.
was that meteor. Remember, John? That meteor that friggin' fell that night or that day. I was trying to go
Oh,
get
that's
a
right.
look
You
at
were
it.
dodging it. You were dodging
Yeah.
that meter coming in.
I'll tell you what, my trailer cruise is good at about 75, 80.
When you get to my age, 65's fast.
Yeah. Now that I'm driving the
John-
truck, I cruise control at 65
Yeah.
Yeah.
until these gas
I tell you
prices
what.
go down.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not only that, too, is the highway patrol during those weekends. I'll guarantee you'll get pulled over if you go on 70.
Oh, yeah, no,
Guaranteed,
for sure.
especially if you're in the fast lane.
Yeah.
Those are the 3-day weekends is where they really pick on you. I got
Oh, yeah.
CHP buddies, and that's the weekend they pick on the guys pulling their tent trailers and their boats and stuff like that,
Mhm.
coming home from a 3-day weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. And they'll tag
It's
you
a
every
good
time.
thing. It's a good thing he won't have to leave till Tuesday morning, so the 3-day weekend's over.
Yeah, all the way down the freeways where you got to watch it. Not so much on rural roads. The rural roads is only 55, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In November,
65.
Comanche shouldn't be that packed, right?
No.
No.
Gonna be. I mean, but it's starting to cool off a bunch now. We're finally getting some
Yeah, I don't know,
decent
man.
And
weather.
Damian and I are
Trip up
both
there.
retired. We could pre-fish all the way till then.
Oh, great.
We can-
Yeah,
we can
I
live
know,
at
right?
Oh,
James's
boy.
house. We can live at James's
I already
house
know
tomorrow.
Damian's going to have like 6 jigging spoons tied on.
I know, right? It's just that time of year.
Yep.
The spoon bite is on.
I actually
yeah.
caught them pretty good on Mojave with that thing, the one you gave me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's like no more paint on it.
yeah.
Nice.
That thing works really great, man. It has no action at all, but
Yeah.
they love that no action bait.
Yeah, I caught some really big smallmouth on that.
Heck yeah. All right, fellas. You got something, Shane?
No, I was just going to say, if I could catch them all year round on a spoon, I would.
Heck yeah.
That's like my most favorite way to catch them.
Yep. We were hoping for that at Barry the weekend you guys were back there, and it failed us miserably.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call the stripers when we get to James's house. It's not
Dude,
far
you
from
leave those stripers in wherever they're at.
They're bad for your health. Relax.
Bad for health. Bad for your
Yep.
pocketbook too, man.
Yeah. My wife may run you over coming in.
Your wife might turn me around and kick me in the rear end and say, "Get the hell out of here!"
Get off my lawn, boy! Chase you out.
Just don't tell her.
Oh, Jesus.
We
That's
go hang
funny.
out in Shane's new little house back behind his house.
Heck yeah, man. You just
Party
can't
all
see the
night.
pole. You can't see the pole that's behind the camera here. So
What the?
You
Dang.
didn't know Shane was doing that to lose all his weight?
Oh, yeah.
What pole are you talking about?
It's
Stripers.
fishing poles.
my
Oh,
fishing
rod.
poles.
The striper
Fishing rod.
poles.
I thought it was
striper
something
rod.
else.
Dang. Hey, when is
Oh,
that
man.
Yakobas team event?
The 22nd or 23rd.
So it's that same in the day before, basically, or what?
No, it's like a week or so before.
I think I got.
Yeah, it'd be like the. If you're in, because it's 2 weeks after, basically.
Wait, in November?
That's after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. After
It's
Thanksgiving.
before Thanksgiving, the weekend before Thanksgiving.
November 23rd,
I'm not going to be able to. Make
Saturday.
It would be 12 days after.
Wait, the Yakobas thing and the Veterans Day thing is the same thing?
No.
No. Veterans is NorCal Bass Boat Tournament on November 11th. And then Yakobas
Boat circuit.
team tournament is at Comanche on the 23rd, Saturday the 23rd.
Yep.
It's going to be really windy too, by the way. It always is. 20-mile-an-hour winds, 35-mile-an-hour gusts.
After
Every year.
fishing Mojave for a week, that's nothing. That place is horrible, man. Oh my god.
When it starts blowing down that main channel, it blows hard, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
that
Did you get
day three was nuts.
Did you get wet?
I didn't get wet. Larry got wet.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do. You
There
gotta
was
put
like
that-
3-4
those waves on
foot
his
rollers
side.
out there.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you gotta put the waves on his side. You're learning already.
Yeah.
See, you don't know it yet, but you're doing it right.
I told him, I was like, we just got to make it to that bank line over there and we'll get a little bit protected and then we'll get the hell out of here.
It's funny.
Yeah,
It took us like 45 minutes to cross and then we put the pedal to the metal and got out of there because it was crazy.
Yeah.
So what's next for you, Anthony?
Maybe that Yakobas event. He said his back. Yeah, my bad, Larry. some of those waves came out of nowhere. Swear. I was trying to time them perfectly, but some just hit you out of nowhere.
You did this thing.
Yeah, we did.
I was
Yeah, dude.
praying the whole way, huh?
Dude,
Yeah.
we tried timing. Sorry, James, I'll get back to your question right
Yeah,
now.
good.
But we tried timing. I told him, I was like, we're gonna fish the north end of the lake, and then before that wind picks up, we got to get out of here, because if you're crossing that basin when the wind's bad, it takes too long. You can't go fast. And we tried timing it perfectly. We went and checked one more spot, and when we checked that last spot, I was like, nah, we got to get out of here. But it was already too late. By the time we were crossing, it was like bad Clear Lake, bad, like worse than what I seen at Clear Lake. It was pretty horrible.
So were the waves like peaks? You know what I mean by peaks, right? Compared to rollers. Rollers, they go like straight at you, and the peaks are like just show up out of nowhere.
No, they were like rollers and peaks put together. It was pretty bad. Yeah. It was like some were predictable. Like you would go through some sections, like just ride them, hit the next wave, and then you would hit the next wave, and then boom, hit a peak, and it was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was pretty nuts. Day 1 and day 2 wasn't that bad. Day 3 we knew there was a front moving in, so it was gonna get crazy windy. I'm glad I practiced for such a long period of time and had a couple of days crossing the basin, or else it would have been like uncharted waters crossing it. So I already kind of knew what to do. Just everybody was hitting like the right side of the lake and just mobbing down that bank.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was nuts.
Letting the wind blow above your head, basically.
Yeah, basically.
And you're out of the wind.
I mean, because the desert is so open out there. There's literally nothing to block the wind. So even the smallest little shoreline was able to protect us a little bit. It was still wavy, but enough that you could get up on plane and just literally just ride the tops of the waves.
Nice. Putting that skeeter to work.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I have the 21, because I'm sure the dudes that are rocking those 19s or the 18s definitely felt it the next day.
You know what I call those?
What?
You know when you play golf, those things you hit?
The balls?
I call those ball busters.
Ball busters.
Yeah.
You gotta wear bike riding padded shorts.
Yeah. You gotta hold on to those suckers when you're going across that water, because you're gonna smash them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it definitely beats up boats, man.
Oh my God.
And you and yourself.
Yeah.
You never know what the hell's gonna come out of John's mouth nowadays.
No.
Hey, if you only knew, I
Can't read them.
Hey, I gotta tell you this real quick. So I go to my doctor,
30
right?
minutes later.
A blood doctor, forgot a hematologist or something, right? I go there and I said, doctor, I got a big issue. Oh yeah, what's that, John? Well, every morning I have this amazing bowel movement at 6 a.m. And she kind of looks at me and she's like, what's wrong with that? I said, well, I don't get up till 7.
John's like your typical old man.
What the
He's
hell?
telling that joke for weeks now on the show.
Poor doctor.
Poor
Okay,
wife.
I got one more. This true story. So we get to McClure, right? And I gotta go bad, man. I mean, my bowel system, it's not like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's a situation. I mean, I got minutes and I gotta go. So I run. I'm speeding to get to the bathrooms over at McClure Point, and I get in there and run inside, and all of a sudden I hear someone come inside, and they're peeing, and then when they get done, they farted, and I said, "Ooh, tight." And then the guy kind of goes, I was like, okay. And I went up there with my buddy Steve, and all of a sudden I hear someone else kind of like dragging their feet, walking inside, and they started peeing, and I hear it sound like an impulse sprinkler. Psst, psst. And all I can think was, this poor son of a bitch got prostate problems, And then my buddy Steve says, yeah, I got prostate problems. I thought, oh shit.
Gilbert's giving you some great advice, John.
Gilbert sending you some Depends, John.
I'm like, oh my God. So I walk out of there And Steve goes, what's so funny? Dude, you don't believe what just happened. He goes, what? And I explained to him. I go, Steve goes, let me introduce you to the guy. I go, hell no, I'm out of here. Jump in the car, we're gone. I don't want this guy knowing I'm the pervert in the house and stuff like that.
Dang,
what's
poor
up,
Damien.
Gilbert?
Damien's like, yes,
Yeah.
this is true.
I think
That's what Damien's got to put it with me. He's all like,
I think
Oh my God.
John's the new sponsorship with Depends.
it depends, right?
Yeah,
Actually,
man.
since I had this.
Do they make the
What-
waterproof?
They work wonders on kayaks.
Hey, do they make like the waterproof pool kind, so you can go swimming with them if he falls in and everything?
Yo, I think they do. I'm not even lying. I think they do. I think I saw a commercial for those on TV.
Oh, John's gonna come to next year with the Depends wrap all over his.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
always
hell
been
yeah. Super
diapers.
clean and
That's all I
Depends
need.
now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh God.
And there's times where it's been a little awkward at times. And when I mean awkward, it's like, I show up at someone's house like, dude, I gotta go. Like, what do you mean? I mean, I need to use your restroom. Sorry. Like, where's it at? It's embarrassing. But now since I've had
Yeah.
the surgery,
It's awkward
And-
at times when you're traveling with Damian and you're like, I got a little. We got Damian. We got to make a pit stop.
what kind of problem here? Since I had the surgery, I've my bowel system's actually back to normal.
Nice.
So that's a good thing. Yeah.
I'm sure
Good.
you're glad we're spending all this time on your bowels, John.
Hey
I
man,
think
this is
that's a good
important
segue right
conversation.
there. That's a good segue.
Yeah, I got some other ones too where you would definitely have to have depends. Otherwise, yeah. I could tell you what happened in the hospital too, and that was pretty gruesome. But
I think we're
I won't
good.
go there. It gets
Yeah.
Oh God,
Again,
that's funny.
it's pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad.
Anyway,
Throw the
Anthony,
bloody
what's
mess
next for
one
you,
time.
bud?
Yeah.
I might go up there and fish with you guys for that Yakabas event. Maybe that veterans tournament.
Cool.
But other than that, nothing the rest of the year. They just released the schedule for the opens. So January 23rd, I think, is the first tournament. So we'll be heading to Georgia that week.
What's the
Nice. Good luck
schedule
on
look
that.
like? You got it in front of you?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean,
It's 9 events, right?
8. So we're going to
8
Clark's Hill Reservoir in Georgia, then Sam Rayburn in Texas, then Tom Biggie River in Columbus, Mississippi, I think that is, or Massachusetts, whatever MS is.
MS Missouri?
Missouri, maybe Columbus, Missouri. I
Yeah.
don't know. And then Kentucky Lake in Paris, Tennessee. So that's gonna be a fun one in March. And then looks like the Upper Chesapeake Bay, the St. Lawrence River, and then
Ooh.
ending it on Leech Lake.
When's the end of the season?
August.
You guys are front loaded, right, for the Southern Division? Pretty heavy. Then you got a little bit of break, and then it's the Northern, right? Is what they're calling it now.
Yeah, so we're gonna work
No
our way
Florida?
from the no Florida or
Georgia.
Tennessee.
Or
You
Georgia.
got Tennessee, you got Kentucky.
Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. We do have Kentucky, and then we have one Georgia event, the Clarks Hill Reservoir.
And that's
So-
the first one.
I'm assuming they didn't go to Florida just because of the hurricanes they've been having.
Did
Right.
they,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
did they
Yeah,
release the
everything up.
EQ lakes yet, or no?
No, they're not going to release those until basically probably the end of the season.
Oh, really? They keep that
Yeah.
under wraps.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm assuming probably the second to the last event. So probably the St. Lawrence River or Leech Lake. They'll release those last 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
And it's October and November, I think, is when those tournaments are going to happen.
Yeah, because you guys end in September, right, for the opens?
Yeah. The second week in
So-
August.
Oh, is that okay? So can you fish? You can fish just one series now, right? The Southern, and make it, or fish the northern and make it? Or do
Yeah,
have to
you
fish
could.
all-
Yeah, you could either fish Division 1, those 4 tournaments, or Division 2,
Yeah.
those 4 tournaments, and both of them are going to qualify 50 anglers to
Yeah.
fish the EQs.
which is open to all the
All the
series
elite.
guys.
Yeah. So
Are you're gonna fish both, right? Divisions?
yeah.
What
Yeah,
about
it's
one
a-
bass coming out back to fish the one bass?
I'm sorry.
Are you coming back to fish any of the one bass?
It's gonna be tough. I wanted to because in March, no, not March, May and June, there's like a dead period in the opens, so there's nothing going on, and that's when the U.S. Open, or not the U.S. Open, the Havasu Open is gonna happen.
Okay,
So I was thinking about dragging the boat all the way
Right.
back over here for 2 months.
run back.
But we'll see. It all. I mean, it just depends how the year is going. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long drive back and forth in a boat, towing a boat.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, so we'll
one
see.
bit of advice. So try to hook up with a partner, or
Mhm.
2 or 3 or 4, more the better. You don't have to share information with all of them, but sharing a home, sharing stuff like that is very helpful on your pocketbook.
Food
And if you
expense.
find
yeah, no,
one
for sure.
guy, if you can find one guy that can you can share information with that you trust,
Yeah.
that'd be even better.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. No, I'm already thinking about that for Division 2. At least one of my buddies is gonna fish it, so we're gonna tag team those tournaments and see if we can both do really well.
There you go.
Nice. You
Yeah, I
have you got spare props and stuff lined up and ready to go in case you bust something, or you kind of prayer to win?
Not yet. I mean, that's just something that I'm gonna have to acquire before the opens.
You know
Fishing this U.S. Open definitely opened my eyes on stuff that I need to carry with me.
Yeah.
Like
And then
go ahead.
the opens are the EQ opens.
No,
They'll
so
have
the-
Yes. You have a Mercury on the back here,
no, I have a Yamaha.
a Yamaha. Well, they'll have a Yamaha tent there, and they'll have
Yeah.
everything you need.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's free, sometimes it's
It's not.
at cost.
I forgot who I was talking to, but they fished the opens last year or this year, and they said a lot of guys are carrying, believe it or not, spare lure units in their rod lockers.
Yep. Yeah, because they're so hard to get out there. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And then
Which
if
I
you
thought was crazy, dude.
the lower unit for
Yeah,
your
they're
motor.
carrying a spare lure unit in their rod lockers.
Yeah. I don't know about my rod locker. I'd probably put it in the truck or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely heard that during the opens, if you could acquire one at the beginning of the season, is a lot easier than trying to find one when you need it.
Yeah.
And then too, a trolling motor.
Mm-hmm.
And
A
then
lot of
you
people
have
carry spare trolling
lot-
motors, and then
and a lot
plug
of
in
guys
one.
carry a longer shaft too for the northern. The big water. They'll put the longer shafts on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm running a
that.
52 right now, and it's pretty long.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were riding waves pretty good at Havasu at Mojave, and kept the prop in the water for the most part.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, the Skeeter runs a little different on the nose, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Ranger. Kind of runs a little heavy in the nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but like my dad said up there in the corner, I just saw his comment. We definitely need sponsors. So
Yeah.
if anybody knows anybody that's trying to help me out next year,
Yeah, use that $1 million smile. Those.
okay, no.
those
Hey, I reached out to Colgate. They didn't want nothing to do with me. They're on the wrong side of the fence over here in California, and they're like, "Nah, we're okay."
But look at this smile, man.
Hey.
So you gotta go hit up Crest instead, dude.
We'll have to get some stripers after you, or you be the
You gotta have
the
some
striper boss.
I'm just gonna tell people that my best friend is Damian Thao.
Right.
Because
Come on, Ranger. He's looking.
my
for
boy
a
over there is famous, dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
number one ranked kayak angler in the world.
Dude, it's crazy, bro. Literally, like we're just walking through the hotel lobby and people are like, "Hey, Damian," and he's like, "I don't know who these people are."
When's the video come out,
he's real
Damian?
modest too. He's real modest about it all. It's like, hi,
Oh, he
how you
is.
doing?
Yeah, some dude from like North Carolina was like, "Hey, dude, like, can I take a picture with you, please?" And I was like, or he was talking to Damian. He's like, "You want to take a picture with me too?" I was like, "I'm cool, dude. Like, I gotta be nice to me." It's
Oh,
okay.
bro, who are
He's
you?
like, who are
Bro.
you?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Yeah,
I'm choppers.
man, you don't know.
I'm just his rod caddy. I just carry around his fishing poles.
I'm his caddy. There you go.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
When's the
Yeah,
video come out, Damian?
Let's see. So I got my last Clear Lake video coming up probably tomorrow, and then after that it'll be the Italy trip. Should be by Friday, or if not, then it'll be like Tuesday, and then after that, then it'll be the Pan Am.
Nice.
And Anthony, you got some videos to put out too.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do the Pan Am, dude, but I messed with my settings on day one, and I don't like the quality of the video. So we'll see. We'll
Is it
see.
because you changed to Super View? You don't like the
Yeah.
Super View one?
No, dude, it's because whatever I tried. So I tried Damian's settings on day one, and my camera did not like it. So day two, the quality is like crisp and whatever, like my normal videos. But day one looks freaking weird. It looks like really dark. I don't know why.
Oh, blaming Damian now.
We can get
You got to
some new
roll with
footage.
it anyway, dude.
Yeah, we
You
can get some new
film
footage with-
the Open?
I'm sorry.
You filmed the U.S. Open?
I did. I filmed day one and half of day two, and then I lost both of my GoPros. Dude, fishing like a long tournament is so hard on the body. It's not even. I didn't expect it to be that tough. I was getting back to the dock super late, tying up, trying to charge my batteries, making a sandwich for the next day, acquiring ice, like downloading footage off my GoPro to put on the camera. On the laptop, so my camera's ready to go for the next day. And I ended up losing my GoPros on day 3.
Oh,
You
no.
lost them all. You never still haven't found them?
No, I found them now. They were in the boat, which is crazy because I tore that boat apart and they were there on day 3, at the end of day 3. So it was nuts.
Not a kayak. You got a lot of hidey holes in that thing.
Yeah, no, it was tough, dude. Yeah, it was gnarly.
Yeah.
We can
Right
make
on,
some more
guys.
footage. I got an idea for some footage for you guys.
Go ahead, John.
When you go to the team tournament, we'll get the stripers over at.
We'll put that one up on Damian's channel.
Oh, what?
Oh,
What happens prior to a tournament? These are the fishermen getting their rods ready. Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, we're going down the wrong rabbit hole here.
On
We're
YouTube.
going down the wrong rabbit hole here.
Next week, we got
Next
Romel
week,
coming,
yeah.
hopefully, maybe. I don't know if he still wants to join with John's randomness. But dude, congrats you two for real. I was proud of
congratulations.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
way to
fantastic.
represent. Way to open up number 10 can of whoop ass on everybody back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like
Some West
they're gonna
Coast
be like,
love.
these guys. Yeah, these guys are watch out for these two.
Hell yeah. So yeah, guys.
What's fun
Yeah, this was a good one. We'll do we'll get some updates next year from old Anthony. We'll keep in touch and follow him along on his journey through the opens. And dude, I wish you luck, man. Hope we get to see you next month and come on up this way.
Heck
Larry,
yeah.
congrats on your AOY, bud. That's awesome. And other than that, guys,